Step 6. Now, I've already done part of step 6. This is the x-axis. I've done that because it took about 10 minutes to figure out what I was doing, and I'm not going to bother recording that. One thing I will say, the first step is putting these steel rods into here. Those need to be in quite a long way, like all the way, because when you get to putting this bit on, if you just force that into the little slots that it goes into here, then what you're actually doing is putting all the load on that little M4 screw that goes into plastic, and that's the one I complained about earlier, where you've only got about 2mm of thread actually in the plastic. So what I have done, and what everyone else will do if they follow my example, is pull the thread out of the plastic, and that makes a mess of things, so don't do that. My solution, hammer, hold the motor, just tap it in. It doesn't require much force. As much as I showed there, that's plenty. Okay, so now I will do the y-axis part, which should be the same as the x-axis one. I'll just mention here, the parts from step 5 that I skip are, the little bits that go on the end of here. As far as I can tell, you don't need them for step 5, so you can sort of leave them until they turn up, which is what I'm doing. So those rods actually went in fine, it's just the x-axis ones that were causing problems. Okay, this part just pops on here, make sure everything's lined up. Now, to get these on, I'll just slide it across, you need quite a lot of force, because what you're doing is, this is the anti-backlash system that John designed in here, and it's deliberately misaligned to keep the anti-backlash properties. So to make it work, you have to put it on, well, quite tightly. I believe that's how it's meant to go. Just a sec, I'll just check the diagrams. Okay, it's not clear which one goes on top, but by the alignment I suspect it's that way round. So, lots of force. Oh, it's still not going in. I should say all of the sounds that sound like splintering plastic are not actually such a big deal. What's happening is it's slipping on the anti-backlash mechanism. So, there we go. So once you get at the first bit, it's beautiful. It's just getting that first little bit. I wonder whether John could actually get these tapered a tiny bit at the end, since obviously that never has to go past about there. That'd help a lot, I think. Okay. So, now this part slots on there. Hammer time again. Fits nicely. And with this one, you shouldn't have to be too concerned about force, I don't think. Because it's pushing against tabs in the plastic instead of pushing against a screw that's only going into a tiny bit of plastic. So that's definitely a good thing. Okay. So Once again, screws into plastic, not my favourite, but hey, it works. Now, for these bits, you may actually find yourself better off with a hex head screwdriver. The Allen key does work fine, it's just, it'll be easier, I think, with a proper screwdriver. And despite what I said about loving ball-ended Allen keys, they can be a little bit annoying here because they don't align the thread nicely. Okay, not too tight. Beautiful. Okay, I'd say that's step 6 done.